Hey everyone, so this is going to be my review of the Predator vs. Spider-Man that just came out by Benjamin Percy and Marcelo Ferreira. And I have to say, just off the bat, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy series where things are like all detective-like, you're trying to solve a crime or a mystery. And I also love it when there are just these monsters that are just insane and there's just blood and guts and all that stuff going everywhere and you have to like hunt them down. So this was actually really great for me. Like I really enjoyed the hell out of this, and I was surprised because it was written by Benjamin Percy, and I haven't actually loved everything that Benjamin Percy does. And this didn't really feel like him all that much. It felt like he was really leaning into that like horror-esque monster vibe. And if I don't know if he's done this kind of stuff before, but this hit in a way that I really enjoyed. But I also want to give a lot of credit to the artist. The artist for this is great, like incredibly detailed. I love the way the colorist also did all the stuff as well, like the contrast between the yellows and the reds, just all of that was good. Spider-Man looked great, the backgrounds look great, everything is just incredibly detailed. And yeah, just this use of yellow that is all throughout. And then when things are darker, this use of like blue, but even then there's always this certain amount of yellow that is there, and it just looks really great. Anyway, let's begin. So yeah, there's this character, like I've personally never seen her before, but her name's a Detective LaPearl. So she's the one who's trying to figure out who's been skinning these people alive and also taking trophies. So they're taking like a rib, a jaw, a finger, that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. Another thing that I thought was interesting was that it seems to be that, Peter's in his suit and he does, he is talking with Mr. Jameson, so J. Jonah Jameson, and I'm not fully clear like what timeline this is. Like, does J. Jonah actually know Peter's the Spider-Man, or does he not? Because he's working very much with him, but it is all about the pictures and stuff, so I'm gonna guess that no, he doesn't know. And yeah, it's just Peter Parker, getting the good photos and stuff. Actually, he probably wouldn't be yelling at him if he actually knew, so I'm gonna say that he doesn't know. Either way, I do like these guys teaming up, and I do like the fact that, yeah, like, J. Jonah Jameson wants to sell as much stuff as possible, and Peter understands that at least a little bit because he works for that place, but also he wants to keep everyone safe, and he knows one of the best ways to actually get word around is using the actual bugle because they have a lot of power. Even when the lights are going out, there is a lot of power that the bugle has. Now, the lights going out is interesting. I've been thinking about that for a bit. Like, why are the lights going out? Is that something the Predator does? I gotta be honest, I don't really know much about the Predator at all. I looked at this because I thought the preview was interesting. Maybe this is like a reference to like the Predator stuff, but I have no idea why the lights are going out. My assumption is just that the Predator attacks at night or when it's dark, because that must be the case, because on the train where MJ is, the lights go out and then he attacks and they all get scared. Same with these people who were trying to like rob a place. They all get like skinned alive essentially, and they're also in a place where it's really dark. So I'm pretty certain that the Predator only attacks when it's dark. Makes sense. It doesn't seem to be a kind of Predator that acts in the light, which is cool. I do like the players that are involved, J. Jonah Jameson, Peter Parker, this detective, we have the Predator, and then at the end we also have Kraven coming in as well, which was awesome. Feels like a good party of people, and MJ also, which I think, yeah. And yeah, so like obviously MJ is going to be the character that Peter needs to save, so that's going to be that. And then Kraven's going to add like a really interesting mix to it, because he's always been the hunter, and now we have another hunter who's a Predator, and then we have a different kind of hunter who's Spider-Man. He's trying to hunt down the bad guys. And then we also have a detective who's also essentially on the hunt. So it's basically all these people who are on the hunt going after each other. And then the Predator's not necessarily going after them, but he's going after, the town or the city. So yeah, all of that is very cool. I'm really looking forward to like what they do with that theme. Like if there's going to be like differences, I mean, there should be differences between what it means to, be a hunter or a predator or whatever, in this scenario. So all of that I'm hoping will be explored, in this. I think that would be really cool. Another thing that I really enjoyed is I thought just the art was great. Like the action was incredibly kinetic. There's something I like about the webs. The webs feel very sticky. Like they look like they really have a kinetic motion to them that I really enjoyed. And also the art itself has like a certain noir aesthetic to it as well. One thing that's really common with that is the use of shadows. For example, there's a double page spread of Joe Jonah Jameson, and he has that titular detective thing where you have like those roller blinds, and then you have like the streaks of shadows going on his faces. That is like kind of typical, detective stuff. And all of these characters are basically acting like detectives in this. Like you have an actual detective and then you have Spider-Man being a detective. So all of that is really cool as well. It seems like the Predator, it's taking many trophies. He ends up taking like a guy's face as well. Another thing that I'm guessing is going to be of importance is the fact that it's incredibly hot. Like they've been mentioning like the weather, the detective, Lapel, she's eating ice, I'm pretty sure. Like everyone's hot. Everyone's really like getting attacked by the sun. And I'm wondering if there's like a thematic importance to that, or if that's just like the setting that they've decided to put down. I do feel like the heat is going to be an important thing. Maybe it's like, there's all this heat, so people have a natural tendency to go into the dark because it's cooler there. Maybe it's that. I'm not 100% sure. I do feel like the heat is going to play a part. I don't know how though. But yeah, that stuff's good. I really want to emphasize also, I feel like the paneling flows like really well. I really felt like I was just moving along the page every single time. And I personally enjoy that kind of storytelling where, I get a bit of dialogue and I'm just like moving across the page and things always feel like they're in motion, even if people are just talking. Another thing I really enjoyed was just the kind of jump scare horror theme of this book, which I really enjoyed as well. I thought that was great. Once again, I know nothing about the Predator. Like, I know literally nothing. And quite frankly, I barely know anything about Spider-Man 2. So this is all just fun. Like, it's fun. And the noir style is great. It says, I mean, did MJ actually die at the end? Like, what happened? Because it's implying that, her book's, like, bloodied up and there's all this blood everywhere. So maybe, is she the one... Because is this an Elseworlds tale? Like, I actually don't know if this is like in a different universe or not, because I'm not keeping up with what's going on currently with Spider-Man. Because if it is Elseworld, then, well, she can die. Like, and it's not going to matter because it's just a different story. So, but I don't think she will, because I feel like in a lot of Spider-Man stories, they tend to have like a damsel in distress. They just do. And I think MJ fits the bill for this. But yeah, the thing that I am mostly, actually, I'm almost convinced that she's not dead. Yeah, because like in the next issue's preview, like the image is basically MJ fighting for her life and Peter's trying to save her. Like that's what the image showcases, meaning, MJ's not dead. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that makes total sense. That's basically what I assumed at the start anyway. I do want to see more interactions between Spider-Man and this detective Laurel. Not Laurel, I forgot what her name is, but this detective with the white hair. I think that'll be cool. He's basically been evading her like at every step, so I think it's going to be fun to see her as a foil to Spider-Man in some way, but ultimately you get the vibe that they're going to end up working together, obviously because the Predator is there. I do think the biggest wild card is going to be Kraven. I think he's going to be the biggest wild card because, and I do like his line. He's like, what was it you were saying about this Predator? He's going to be on the hunt. He has this interesting design. Like there's like this, it's like a lion shirt. And there's like the mane going out and then there's like eyes on his shirt. Looks pretty cool. I quite like it. He has a massive crossbow. And I do want to also add like this issue does not feel like Spider-Man. Like this very much feels like a Spider-Man story that is far more mature. And by mature, I just mean like from like a violence point of view, like Kraven's just killing casually and, Predator's killing casually and we get to see all of it in its glory, right? So this is very much like a series that isn't like typical Spider-Man, but it is fun and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this first issue. I didn't really know what to expect. It very much surprised me, but it is very much up my personal lane, which is I love horror stuff, I love crime stuff, I love detective stuff, and I love stories that deal with like, you're hunting down monsters and stuff. That's also been a thing that I really enjoyed, like serial killers, just some sort of monster, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. And that is my thoughts on this book. Very much picking up issue 2. So I hope you enjoyed this review. It was very, very positive. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.